is officially National Star Wars Day, so let me show you guys my top 10 Star Wars Funko Pops in my collection. Hey everyone, welcome into Jar's Toy Emporium. My name is Jacob, and today we're going to be showing you guys my top 10 Star Wars Funko Pops in my personal collection. But before we get into my top 10 Star Wars Funko Pops, I bet you're wondering where I got this awesome shirt from. Well, it just so happened you guys are in luck, because if you want to pick up a shirt just like this one that I'm wearing, you guys can check out the Slapshotpops Whatnot Auction today on May the 4th at 7 p.m. where they're going to be selling these amazing t-shirts, auctioning off some amazing Star Wars Pops, and also giving you guys the chance to enter into some free giveaways. Not only are they going to have this amazing shirt to represent this awesome historic annual event, they're also going to be having these awesome little Star Wars pins right here that also say collecting is the way, which if you are a pin collector like I am, these are very exciting and they go perfect with this awesome t-shirt. I absolutely love this t-shirt and I'm so thankful for them giving me the opportunity to debut it to you guys a little bit early so you guys have some more excitement if you were already excited enough for this amazing show that they're going to be putting on tonight. But like I said, I really do love this shirt because if you guys didn't know, The Mandalorian is actually what started my entire Funko Pop collection. So having a shirt that's a little bit of a play on words with the "This is the way" from The Mandalorian show and bring in one of my favorite things to do, which is collecting, I think that is absolutely epic. So if you guys are interested in picking up one of these awesome shirts, trying to buy some amazing Star Wars Pops, or entering into some amazing giveaways, I will leave the link down in the description below where you guys can head over to their Whatnot page and get prepared, because I gotta tell you, this is one amazing event that John and Joanna put on every single year. They usually take a year's worth of preparation for this event. As soon as last year's event was over, they immediately start prepping for the next year. So you guys know a lot of time and effort has gone into this show, and I think it definitely shows when you guys sit down, kick back, relax, bid on some pops, enter into some giveaways, and possibly buy an amazing t-shirt. Again, that will be tonight, May the 4th at 7 p.m. that you guys will have the chance to go hang out, talk to them, get to know them a little better if you don't know them already. They're an amazing couple, and I absolutely am such a big fan of theirs. So again, John and Joanna, thank you so much for allowing me to debut this t-shirt a little early. I am super excited for tonight's event, and I'm hoping to maybe bid on a few things and possibly come out with some wins. Now, getting back to my top 10 Star Wars Pops in my personal collection, guys, I had such a good time putting this list together because we have gotten so many good Funko Pops here recently that it really made me second guess my original list that I had last year. Some brand new Pops have even cracked into my top 10, but that's not where we're gonna start. Starting off at number 10 is a very special Pop to me, and it is actually the beginning of Star Wars Funko Pops. So we're gonna be throwing it back all the way to 2011 with the Funko Pop that started it all, and that is Darth Vader. Now this original blue box Darth Vader is epic, and I gotta say, I love it so much just for the simple fact that it actually was the Pop that started Funko Pops for Star Wars. I really do have a soft spot for these older Funko Pops. I think they have a really unique charm about them, and I know Darth Vader has definitely had a glow up in recent years because his molds are so much better, so much more detailed than this one right here. However, with this one being the very first Star Wars Funko Pop, I think that is really cool, and that's why it came in at number 10 on my list. Now, what I will say, when I put this list together, I really did try to diversify and not just put a whole bunch of Clone Trooper Pops in here, because those are some of the best ones, and I think a lot of people would agree with me. But I tried to do some Jedi, tried to do some Sith. Obviously, some Clone Troopers are naturally going to make their way into some top 10, but I think I have some curveball that you guys might not be expecting. So starting off with those curveballs, I think this is a Pop that you guys would not expect to have in your top 10. However, it is one of my favorite characters that we have recently gotten in the Star Wars universe, and that happens to be Cobb Vanth. Now this Cobb Vanth is the chase version, and I gotta say, I like this one a lot better because you can actually see Cobb Vanth for who he really is, and not just that Boba Fett knockoff that we all thought he originally was. Cobb Vanth is a really cool character, and it is one I definitely hope we get to see more of, because I really think he does a great job of being that sheriff in that little small town on Tatooine. I think he's got a great story to tell, and he is one I hope we get to hear of more in the future. Now I know I had to have hit some of you with a curveball there, not expecting to see Cobb Vanth in my top 10 Star Wars Funko Pops, but I really do love that one. But this character is probably going to be no surprise to a lot of you, but this Pop is really cool, and that is actually the die-cast Boba Fett here. Now, Boba Fett is one of the most iconic characters in all of Star Wars. I absolutely love this one. I love the die-cast line from Star Wars. and I really hope it is ones that we get more of in the future. We've gotten some really good ones such as Darth Vader and obviously this Boba Fett, but I really think a die-cast Stormtrooper would look absolutely epic to pair with those other two. This is Boba Fett in his best form in my opinion. We've gotten some really good Funko Pops in the past, but something about the way this one looks with the special acrylic case that it gets and just the sturdiness of the pop overall is why this one has made it in at number 8. Now coming in at number 7 might be a surprise to some of you, but for those of you that do know me, I am a big gamer, so it might not come as big of a surprise to you all, and that is actually Cal Kestis and BD-1. Now we have our first Jedi on the list, and this is one of my favorite Jedi that we have ever gotten in the Star Wars universe. I love this pop, especially that little buddy BD-1 there, and as you guys know, I'm a big gamer, so this was an easy pick for me because I love the Star Wars Jedi games so much, and Cal Kestis, like I said, has become one of my favorite Jedi. And this actually happens to be the first Star Wars game that I ever got the Platinum Trophy on PlayStation was Jedi Survivor. So, if you guys knew those things about me, this one might not be as big of a shock to you. But if you didn't, this is a little bit of a surprising pop for a lot of people, I would say. Now, moving on to number 6, we are finally getting our first clones, but it's not just one of them. Now, this might be a little bit of cheating because I know I'm supposed to be picking individual Funko Pops, and that's kind of what this is, but it is actually our first 5-pack, and that is actually this Bad Batch GameStop exclusive 5-pack, and I absolutely love this one. Now, I love the Bad Batch, and as you guys know, it recently just came to an end. I think the show was fantastic, and I'm very happy with how the ending did wrap up the story of the Bad Batch, and I absolutely love this 5-pack. This has been a 5-pack that I have put on my list every single time that I put a top 10 or top 5 list together. This one actually finally slid out of the top 5. It usually sat there in that 5 spot, you know, very fitting for a 5-pack. However, it is definitely not falling outside of the top 10. Absolutely love this one, and I love all the detail they were able to put into each member of the Bad Batch. And I gotta say, I hope we get some more clone troopers without their helmets on because I think they look really cool. I'd love to get a Commander Cody, a Captain Rex, any clone trooper that we can get without their helmet I think would be absolutely awesome. Guys, we have officially cracked into the top 5, and I'm very excited to show you pop that I think is very cool, and that is actually the Black Chrome TIE Fighter pilot from New York Comic Con. Now, this is my favorite TIE Fighter pilot we have ever gotten, but I gotta say, we have gotten some good ones. I just think the Black Chrome on this one really makes this pop stand out. If you guys are familiar, you know in those TIE Fighter pilots, they usually do have that nice, shiny black armor on, and I think this one does a really good job of representing it. I think it is a very overlooked Funko Pop. Now, I know it has a little bit of value, but this is one that I think should be worth a lot more than it is, and it is definitely one I am very happy to have in my collection. Now, coming in at number 4, this was actually a very difficult decision that I had to make. I think the pop that I would have put here if I didn't pick this one is very deserving of the position. However, there is a pop that actually would have been even more perfect for this position because it does include both of the characters that I had such a hard time deciding between. But coming in at number 4, I did finally decide on the Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan Kenobi here. Now, the pop that I had a really hard time deciding between with this one was the Revenge of the Sith Anakin Skywalker, where he has officially turned to the dark side. I love both of these pops so much, and I think they're like 2 peas in a pod. They go together. The pop that I think would have been the best for this situation is the Duel on Mustafar set. It is a set I have not been able to pick up yet, but I think it is one of the best 2-packs we have ever gotten, and it is such an iconic scene, and probably my favorite scene in all of Star Wars, is why I had such a hard time picking between the 2 of these. Now, I know a lot of you could say, well, you could have put one at 4 and one at 3, or one at 5 and one at 4. I didn't feel right letting that take up 2 spots on my list, so I did narrow it down to 1. Obi-Wan just happens to be one of my favorite Jedi along with Cal Kestis, so I think that's why he narrowly beat out the Anakin Skywalker. However, Anakin is an amazing pop, so if you guys think that one is more deserving of the spot, I completely understand, but that's why I went with Obi-Wan. I just like him a little bit better, but that Duel on Mustafar pop would have been perfect. Now, like I said earlier on in this video, we have gotten some amazing Funko Pops here recently that I really did have to decide if they belonged in my top 10. This one actually was so good that it belonged in my top 3, and that is actually the Phase 1 Clone Trooper from Ahsoka. Now, I am a sucker for the Phase 1 clones. I think that is my favorite version of the clone armor that we have ever gotten. And guys, like I said, you can go and pick this pop up right now for $15 on the Funko shop. I think that's absolutely crazy that a pop that's in my top 3 of Star Wars pops in my whole collection, and I have quite a few Star Wars pops, is one you can actually still go and pick up right now. I think if you are a fan of clones, this is is a no-brainer. You have to have this one in your collection, but I do really hope we get more Phase 1 armor. I think they could do so much cool stuff with this one, but coming in at number 3 is a brand new Funko Pop that you can still pick up for retail right now, the Phase 1 Clone Trooper. Now, I mentioned it earlier in the video when talking about why I really love the collecting is the way slogan on this t-shirt, and that's because it pays homage to the Mandalorian. This is the way. Now, you guys probably could expect this one coming, and this one does have a lot of sentimental value, which is why it is so high on my list, but it is also the first pop that I ever got that started my collection, and that is the OG Mandalorian here. Now, I love this pop, and we have gotten some really good Mandalorian pops, especially here recently. I think we've gotten some good ones. I don't necessarily know that this is my favorite Mandalorian mold, which you guys might be saying, why is it your number 2? There's a lot of sentimental value held up in this one, and the fact that it is the pop that started my entire collection just outweighs all the other things. Even if I think another mold looks better, if I think it's a cleaner box, whatever it may be. This is my number 2 pop on my list. I absolutely love this one. It's one of those pops that no matter what, I would never get rid of because I just have such a fondness for it and what it's done for me, and you know, all the people this pop has allowed me to meet just from getting into the Funko community and start collecting. All those things outweigh anything that any other pop could do just by looks or any of that stuff. That is why it came in at number 2. And I absolutely love The Mandalorian. So it does make sense that there is a Mandalorian on my list somewhere. Now, if you guys know me, I'm sure you know what is coming in at number 1. And it is a huge grail for me. It is actually the most expensive Funko Pop in my entire collection. Not just Star Wars, in my collection period. It is also my favorite character in all of Star Wars, and I think when you guys see it, you're going to understand why I love this pop so much. And guys, coming in at number 1 is Captain Rex. Now, Captain Rex is my favorite character in all of Star Wars, but this pop just absolutely is amazing. They did such a good job with the detail, with all the ticks on his armor. The just color of the pop is spot on. The blue looks amazing, and it's easy for me because Captain Rex is my favorite character in Star Wars. It makes sense that he's number 1 on my list, but this is just such an awesome pop. Like I said, it is my most expensive pop in my collection, but it is the best looking pop in my collection as well. This is one of those pops that every time I come into my room and I see it sitting on the shelf, it makes me smile. So I am super happy to have this one in my collection. I know there are a lot of other Captain Rex fans out there just like myself, and I know this one is very expensive, but luckily we recently did just get that 2-pack of General Pong Krell and Captain Rex. So if you can't go out and splurge on this one, which is completely understandable because this pop is outrageously expensive, there's awesome affordable pops out there for you, and it is one you can go pick up at GameStop. It is a GameStop exclusive, and it is fantastic. However, this one in the individual pop is just my all-time favorite. It is so cool looking. I love the color on it. It just literally makes me smile when I see it, like I said. So that is why Captain Rex came in at number 1. Now that is my top 10 list, and I did really have a hard time picking some stuff. And like I said, I wanted to diversify it a little bit. I didn't want it to just be all clones or all Jedi, all Sith. I wanted to try to get some little curveballs in there that are some pops that I think get overlooked, such as that Cobb Vanth Chase, such as Cal Kestis. Those are some pops that I absolutely love having in my collection, and they're some of my favorite Star Wars characters overall. Now that is going to do it for my top 10 list, but I would absolutely love to know what you guys thought of it. Let me know if I missed on some pops, let me know if I absolutely hit on some pops, and let me know which one of these pops in my top 10 was your personal favorite. Now before we go, make sure, like I said, to go check out the Slapshotpops Whatnot Auction tonight, May the 4th at 7 p.m., where you guys can pick up an awesome t-shirt like this one of these awesome pins that I showed you guys. I absolutely love this pin. As a pin collector, this made me very happy to see that we were getting a pin, so this is very cool. But even if you don't want to buy anything, just go hang out, kick back on your couch, watch some awesome pops be sold, and enter into some giveaways. That is sounds like an amazing Star Wars night if you're me. I know that's what I'm going to be doing, whether I even try to get anything or I'm just there to hang out and talk to some awesome people. Make sure to go check that out. You guys definitely won't regret it. Like I said, it'll be linked down in the description below. It'll take you right to it. And guys, check it out. You guys could get an awesome t-shirt, an awesome pin, or do nothing at all and just hang out. They know they will appreciate just you stopping by and saying hey. So make sure you check out that tonight, May the 4th at 7 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Now that is going to do it for today's video, and happy National Star Wars Day to all you Star Wars fans out there. I hope you guys are celebrating it in the best way you see fit, whether that be watching some movies, catching up on some Bad Batch, or checking out the Star Wars Slapshotpops Whatnot Auction tonight at 7 p.m. But guys, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and a big thank you to everyone that has done that because we just passed 800 subscribers. We're well on our way to 1,000 subscribers. That was our goal set at the beginning of the year for the end of the year, so we're way ahead of schedule. So if you guys wouldn't mind to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because we're getting ever so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. But thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, last time I'm going to say it, check out the Slapshotpops Whatnot Auction tonight at 7 p.m. You definitely won't regret it. But that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for stopping into Jar's Toy Emporium, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.